Hi, I'm Ashley, and I'd like to let you know about a brand new season of the award-winning podcast, The Missing, which has come to North America for the first time. Every Monday, we tell the story of a long-term missing person in the US and Canada. We hear from their loved ones, and we explore the potential leads, clues, and last sightings. And we invite you, the listener, to get in touch. Can you help piece these clues together or provide the information which might lead to these cases being solved? Come and join our community of listeners on The Missing and become part of the search. The Missing is out now, wherever you get your podcasts.
Okay, thanks for making the time. Right, let's get started.
Yeah, okay, let's go.
Look, there's nothing to worry about here.
I'm not worried. Happy to answer anything. We've all got to help.
Great. So just so you know, this is a conversation in relation to the death of Dr. Andrew Fairfield, and my aim is to establish accounts from everybody stationed at Bowers Wilson to gain an understanding of the circumstances surrounding his death and to establish the course of his dying.
Okay.
You're not suspected of committing any offence at this time, and as
I should hope not.
Pardon?
I interrupted. Sorry, carry on.
Right, yeah. As such, you are not under arrest, and this conversation is not being conducted under police caution. Do you understand all that?
Oh, that's heavy duty.
No, it isn't really. It's actually there to protect you.
From what?
Shall we just introduce ourselves for the recording, if that's okay? So this is DCI Tess McAllister talking on the phone with... You should say your name now.
Oh, right, yeah. It's Gregory Rothler-Fortin.
Are you okay for me to call you Greg?
Yeah, sure.
Great. Okay, thanks. So for the recording, the time is 00:02 a.m. GMT on the 26th of June, 2023. So look, I'm just really trying to build a picture here and need your help. Yeah?
Yeah, sure, whatever. You want to know where everyone was, I guess, yeah?
Yeah, well, that is one of the things we do need to...
Okay, so shall I tell you where I was? I was in the canteen with Jack Anderson, Anders Sorensen, Christoph... Oh, fuck, what is his other name? I can't remember. Oh, sorry. Sorry for the language.
That's okay, it's really not a problem.
Oh, okay, cool.
Okay, well, talk me through the night if you can.
Right, yeah, I think the party started about 6. Well, that's when the food started. We were there early. Embarrassing, wow. And then we were there still when the whole thing kicked off.
Sorry, what do you mean by the whole thing?
Well, firstly, Maria came in looking for Drew. He was missing.
All right, yeah, look, Greg, I just need to take you back a bit from there. I need...
Okay.
I need to talk about the whole night before Dr. Fairfield was discovered.
Oh, yeah, of course. Right.
So you said you got to the canteen about 6, yeah? So could you tell me who else was there at that time, or were you the first?
I sat with Anders and Victor and Bridget, but almost everyone was about. Jasleen, Johan, Felipe, Sienna, Maria, Drew, Sienna, Scott in the kitchen, Christoph. Okay, I know I'm forgetting someone. Most people came at the start.
And you were drinking, were you?
Yeah, beer. Me. I had to pace myself.
Mm-hmm. And did anybody join your group?
Yeah, Mateo came in and sat with us.
Mm-hmm. And how long did you stay sitting with these people?
Well, Victor, he kind of winds me up. I decided to move off. I pretended there was something, you know how you do. I went over to where Sienna, Maria, and Felipe and Drew were, and I think Mateo had the same issue because he came and joined us too.
Sorry, Mateo had the same issue with Victor?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and Jack was there too. Yeah, he was sat with us.
Mm-hmm. So what did you still do?
We talked. It's kind of all there was.
Right.
Felipe was in charge of the music, Spotify, and he kept shouting out for people to suggest things.
All right. Was he taking requests?
Well, that was the idea, but he wasn't really listening.
Hang the DJ here. So how long did you stay with this group?
I don't know, maybe an hour. I remember Sienna went, said she was feeling bad or something. Now we know, of course.
Did she say what was making her ill, by the way?
I think it was a headache.
Okay. So when Sienna left, what did you do next?
I went back to sit with Anders and Christoph. Victor was gone.
Mm-hmm. Did you see when Victor left?
No.
And how long do you think you were sat with Anders and Christoph then?
Through to when it all happened, like I said.
And was there anybody else in your group?
Jack joined us.
What point did Jack join you?
Early. Long before it all went crazy.
Okay. So what did you do then? You, Jack, Anders, Christoph?
Look, really, it's embarrassing. We were just drinking. The usual kind of banter,
Mm-hmm. When everyone was pretty chilled, were they?
Well, yeah, like I was saying, Maria came in looking for Drew. We said we hadn't seen him in a while.
Mm-hmm. Can you remember when you did see Drew for the last time?
Yeah, it was when Felipe flew off the handle at him.
Right, and what was the cause of that?
The secret recordings, like always.
Yeah, sorry, you'll need to explain that to me.
He wasn't angry, he was just really frustrated. Everyone was, to be fair, me included.
Uh-huh. Can you remember what Felipe and Drew were saying to each other?
As I say, it wasn't just Felipe. Everyone piled on.
Mm-hmm.
It was a usual argument, breach of trust, voyeurism, accusing Drew of getting off on it or something like that.
Mm-hmm. I appreciate the detail. Thanks, Greg. How did Drew respond?
That's when he left. He didn't say much. He could see it would only make it worse.
And would it have done, in your opinion?
Sure, 100%.
Mm-hmm. Can you remember anything Drew said specifically?
Something about it being a Keone decision, I think. Or maybe that's what he said before. You get confused which happened when.
Mm-hmm. That's okay, I understand. But just for clarity, after Drew left, you all sat and you drank together, yeah? That's Anders, Christoph, Jack, and yourself. Is that correct?
Yes.
Can you remember what time it was that Drew left?
Not to the minute, but I think about 9-ish, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard to say if I knew that then or if I know that now after the event. Naturally, people have been discussing the night.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we were before they locked us all down anyway.
Okay, but so just to be clear, you believe Drew left round about 9 p.m., right?
Yeah, sure.
Mm-hmm. What's the next specific time you remember, Greg?
Probably when Maria came looking for Drew. It was a long time later, a couple hours maybe.
Mm-hmm. And so what happened between those two times? Anything?
We just chilled, drank, chatted.
Mm-hmm. And can you remember what time exactly it was that Maria came back in?
Yes, I remember she pushed in the doors. I mean, it was quite sudden. She said, "Is Drew here?" I remember clocking the time. It was around 11, maybe just after.
Sorry to ask, but if he had been in there, Drew, I mean, would you have seen him immediately? But when you walked into the canteen, there's nowhere to hide, is there? Like no corners to be behind or whatever?
Yeah. It's just one room. It was more like she was pumped, anxious. I mean, yeah.
Right. So what did you say?
None of us knew where he was.
And can you remember what Maria did then?
She stormed off again to look somewhere else, I suppose.
Right. And were you concerned?
No. There's no reason to be. Personally, I thought it was a lover's tiff.
Even though you said she seemed pumped and anxious.
Look, it didn't seem like a big deal.
Yeah, even at that time of night?
People can run to weird hours on base.
So you thought nothing of it?
Sadly, no.
Okay. Tell me what happened next, Greg.
Not long after, I started to hear footsteps, and then there was running along the corridors,
Mm-hmm. Do you know who it was that was running?
Well, I do now. I don't think I knew then.
Okay. So look, none of you got up, right? To check, to ask anyone what was going on?
We were very drunk. If I'm honest, I don't think anybody could kind of be bothered to stand up.
Mm-hmm.
Just assumed if there was a problem, someone would come get us.
So you'd all been drinking a lot since 6, is that right?
Kind of early adopters, yeah.
Okay, and when did you stop drinking?
It went quiet for a while. I know now that was when Johan and Mateo were out on the ice. Man, ooh, kudos for that.
Mm-hmm. Did you know about these location trackers that were in the coats?
Yes, yes, I found out. Look, I have to collect samples off base quite often.
Right.
Sometimes the weather isn't so. Look, there was a time I was late. I found Mateo in the locker room. He was like panicking, suiting up, told me he'd been tracking me and he'd got worried,
Right.
which actually pissed me off, if I'm honest, which I suppose I should be, right?
No, I'm sorry, I don't understand why that would piss you off. Isn't it a good thing that they were keeping an eye out for you?
Yeah, no, okay, that's fine, that's good. But I've been asking Johan for permission, to set up a protocol for me to be able to go off base during condition twos. I'd come to him with all these kind of fail safes, and he rejected them flat. And then he doesn't even tell me that they can GPS plot you from the jacket. I mean, that was, look, not that it made any difference, but he turned me down again.
Well, I'm sure he has to put safety first.
And what, safety first? Oh, yeah, and then that happens to Drew. Sure, safety first. Tell me about it. Sorry,
No. I'm just wondering, do you get angry when you don't get your own way, Greg?
No, not really.
Okay. Okay, let me take you back to the evening. Yeah? You said things went quiet. So what happened next?
There was more noise, enough to rouse us from the drinking. Christoph went to go see what's going on, and then he came back and told us it was Johan and Mateo coming back with the body.
Mm-hmm. And what happened next, Greg?
Well, it kind of sobered us up pretty fast. I mean, Johan and Mateo didn't hide the fact Drew is dead. That was the kicker.
Sorry, what do you mean by kicker?
Kicked us sober. I mean, like,
right.
You know what I mean.
Yeah. So listen, let me just check I've got this down right. You went to the party, as you say, embarrassingly early. You sat drinking with one group, then you moved to another group. Dr. Fairfield left after an argument with Felipe, you believe around 9ish. Yous all carried on drinking, and the only people left when Maria came looking for Dr. Fairfield at around 11 were you, Anders Sorensen, Christoph Schultz, and Jack Anderson. Is that correct?
Yes, that is correct.
And you didn't pay any attention to the activity going on around the base? People going to look for him?
Embarrassingly, no.
But you did pay attention when they returned with his body?
Well, that sobered us the fuck up, like I said.
Like you said, yeah. Can you remember what time it was exactly that they came back?
No, again, not exactly. It was well after midnight, maybe 1 a.m.
Well, how did you know that then?
Because I remember thinking it was fucking late and I should have hit the hay already.
Okay, thanks, Greg. Can I just ask, do you consider yourself a big drinker?
No. Well, what I mean, sometimes. Well, just look, no more than the next guy.
How do you react to alcohol?
What? Why? Sorry, I don't understand.
It's just that, people often turn into consistent types when they drink, happy, angry, sleepy, etc. How do you characterise yourself?
I don't know. I like to think of myself as a good, happy drunk. Why? What have other people said?
It's just that, some people in situations like this, being on a base, they can use alcohol to help with stress, pressurised situations.
No, not me.
But I believe you use a punch bag, right? To help relieve anger.
What, how do you know that?
I'm just wondering, how does that work? If you get angry when you're drunk.
Well, I don't. I'm not that kind of a drunk. I mean, look, I'm not a drunk. I sometimes drink for the fun of it. And yeah, sure, okay, a bit too much has been known, but it doesn't make me angry.
Yeah, well, sure. We all react differently.
Yeah, we probably do. Sorry.
Greg, can I ask, how was your relationship with Dr. Fairfield?
Fine. Normal. Co-workers.
Did you respect him as a scientist?
Yes, kind of.
Did you ever have any disagreements with him?
Nope, nothing comes straight to mind.
I just mentioned this because some of the others have said that during a previous event, early on in the deployment, you were maybe a wee bit worse for wear in the canteen.
Oh
And
my
you
God,
got upset
Vis.
with Dr. Fairfield. I think it was
Look,
about Maria Flores taking the
it
place of your
really
girlfriend.
wasn't a big thing.
So you did lose your temper, Greg?
No, not really. Look, Maria didn't take her place. There's a limited number of slots here. Okay, I get that. Maria got hers fair and square. Shawnee, my girlfriend, if you want to call her that, just didn't make the cut.
Sorry, you wouldn't call her your girlfriend?
We've been seeing each other on and off.
Right. Where'd you meet?
The research unit back at the university. She's my research assistant.
And is that cool to go out with your assistant?
Look, we would have made amazing progress, okay? And she's a lot more than my assistant. It's not fair to call her that, really.
Okay. But Maria got the slot then, did she?
No. Look, it isn't like that. I mean, it was always a long shot. Two people from the same research unit to both get places. It's really not how they do it.
Yeah, but it still upset you, right? I mean, it made you angry. And angry with Maria,
Look,
right?
Okay, I don't know. I didn't know everything like this was going to get dragged up.
You were drunk when you had this argument, though, right?
I don't
Greg?
know, probably
And you
a
were
bit
angry.
tipsy. I was a bit tipsy and I was kind of jealous,
Oh,
okay?
Jealous? Jealous of what, Greg?
There they were, all loved up, and I suddenly remembered Shawnee, and I kind of got jealous. It didn't make any sense to hit out at them, I mean.
Well, could you explain to me why you did then?
Sorry?
Oh, well, was it jealousy? Is that what you're saying to me?
No, it was just a moment when I was feeling lonely, and I stupidly needed to take it out on someone.
And did you remain jealous of them, Greg? I mean, of Maria and
No,
Dr.
of
Fairfield?
course not. No, it was just that moment. Felt stupid afterwards. I liked him, Drew, Dr. Fairfield. I really liked him.
You said you get lonely, Greg. In the absence of Shani. Did you feel that maybe you'd like a liaison yourself on the base?
What?
No, a girlfriend. Maybe find one amongst the other women there.
I don't know what you mean.
I'm asking, have you approached any of the other women on the base?
No. Why would I? I've been seeing Shawnee.
Well, you didn't fancy a hookup for the duration of your time out there? What do you guys call them? What's that lovely phrase? An ice wife.
Nope, it's not my style.
So you're not attracted to any of the other women there, are you?
They're not interested in a relationship.
All right, what makes you think that?
You know, I really don't see how this is relevant.
Okay, Greg, let's move on. We've talked about alcohol. Can I ask you now about drug use on the base?
Why are you asking me?
I'm asking everybody.
I don't know.
Well, have you seen much?
I haven't seen any.
Really? None?
No.
It's just I was wondering if drugs maybe lay behind what happened at the party that night.
What happened?
Well, the argument with Dr. Fairfield.
That? That was just the same old, same old.
What do you mean, same old, same old?
Drew and his recordings. Everyone sort of joined in. People were pissed off.
And were you pissed off?
Yes, probably. So what?
Were you angry about it?
Well, yes, I was. But not angry enough to kill him. I mean, you're not thinking that, are you?
Well, how angry were you, Greg, about the secret recordings?
He was recording? Are you confirming that?
How angry did the thought of it make you, Greg?
If I was angry, it was with Keone for letting him, for authorizing it, maybe for asking for
Yeah,
it.
but he did lie to you, right? I mean, personally, Dr. Fairfield, your co-worker.
It wasn't me who took it personally.
What happened after the altercation?
Drew was pissed off. He'd been drinking too, and he went off for a walk off base, probably just to frighten us all and make us all love him again. Except he fell down a crevasse, and that's it.
So that's what you think happened, is it?
I don't know, probably.
Now, how do you feel about that?
He knew coming here had its risks.
Can you explain what you mean by that?
We all come here because of the risk element. That's the truth, isn't it? Plenty of places you can do just as interesting research, just as important. We picked this place because of the danger, the edge.
Explain that to me a bit more, please, Greg.
We like the knife edge. And Drew fell the wrong side of it. People do.
Mm-hmm. Do you say you're attracted to risk, to danger, Greg? You're a bit of an adrenaline junkie.
Why else would I be here?
Let me take you back for a second to your group in the canteen. Did any of you leave at any point in the night?
Yeah, of course, it must have, You gotta get up to make dirty water. We were there for a while.
Yeah, I suppose what I'm saying is, did anyone leave the table for a noticeable length of time?
Look, you're asking me, okay, just to be clear, you want to know if Anders or Christoph or Jack got up and what, killed Drew?
No, what I want to know was anyone gone for a substantially longer period than to go to the loo?
No.
No one did, or you don't remember if anyone did?
What are we... His body was found far away, right? Half an hour? An hour?
I'm really just asking you here, Greg. Did anyone get up for longer than, 5 minutes? Simple question.
No one did. Look, I assume you want to work out if somebody killed him. So, to be plain and simple, if someone did, it wasn't any of us.
Okay. Thanks. Maybe I could just move on now and ask you how you felt about the decisions made with regard to Mark Rennick.
Fine. Yeah, go.
Well, it's just I understand that people had differing views on how Mark was handled after his breakdown. What's your opinion on that, Greg?
I was happy to take Johann's lead on this. If he thought that was the safe way to handle it, then that's fine by me.
Mm-hmm. So you feel it might have been unsafe to have Mark at liberty, do you?
If Johann thinks it's unsafe, I think it's not a risk worth taking.
A risk of what would that be?
I don't know. Look, I don't know. That's why we have someone like Johann. He knows what to do when I don't.
Uh-huh. Do you feel that Mark Rennick was capable of a violent act, Greg?
I really don't know how to answer that question. I don't understand why you want to know about what I think. I want to help. I just don't understand.
It's okay. Take a breath, Greg. It's fine. I understand. I was just interested in your opinion.
Is that us done yet?
Yeah, almost. You left or right-handed, Greg?
Right. Is that because...
It's just a standard question.
Okay, great.
And one other thing before I go. We're asking everybody for their phones just to download the data.
Download?
Mm-hmm. You just give it to Luca Quetzi. He'll do it for you. Is that okay?
Well, that's quite an ask, isn't it?
No, don't worry. You'll have your phones back within an hour, so I'm told, or thereabouts.
Well, that's quite a private thing.
It's really just standard, Greg. It's just in case there's anything on the phones that could help,
On my phone? What, am I a suspect?
No, I'm asking it for everybody's phones.
Well, can I think about it? Look, I don't want to... It's not like I have anything to hide.
Sure, of course not.
It just doesn't feel right. Yet.
You take your time.
I don't want to make trouble.
No, it's fine, as I said. You have a wee think about it.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, Greg. I think I'm going to end the interview here. So for the recording, the time is 00:24 a.m. GMT. Yeah, that's us done. Thanks for taking the time, Greg. You've been really helpful.
Get all the files now. Sign up at coldtapes.com and go ad-free.